Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson is joining us now, and lots to discuss this morning, Senator. It's really wild, what we're seeing unfold here. I know you have a lot to say about this. Please share your thoughts and what we're starting to uncover.
Well, good morning. It might be wild, but it's not surprising.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Pam Bonnie's on the case, and they've, indicted 98 individuals, whatever the numbers were. They've convicted quite a few. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. When I say that, remember, Somalis have only been here a few years.
Yeah.
They're literally amateurs in terms of exploiting our vast welfare system. And we've created program after program after program, layered them on top of each other. They're all designed to make more people dependent on government. Of course, Democrats love to tie voter registration with that. One of the reasons they opened the borders to flood more people that sign them up for these programs, sign them up to vote. So this is a massive problem. And unfortunately, we've legalized fraud in so many areas. I've used the example within Obamacare. The Obamacare expansion, called Medicaid expansion, it pays $1. It pays $9 for every dollar the state spends on a single able-bodied childless adult. The federal government expends $1.33 for every dollar the state spends on a disabled child. What's that about? That has resulted in our provider fees, provider taxes, which is not health care, but that's how states fleece the federal government. And of course, states and hospital associations have literally structured their budgets around that legalized fraud. Another example, the enhanced subsidies, the temporary COVID relief subsidies. What that has resulted is in no premium policies. One group estimates about 6 million of the 24 million people on these changes don't exist. That's resulted in somewhere around $30 billion per year in fraud, and yet we have Democrats who just want to, they call it clean extension, perpetuate that fraud as far as the eye can see. So this is a problem caused by Democrat policies, the welfare programs layered one on top of each other. Of course, we're a compassionate nation, but we are being fleeced. And unfortunately, the federal government is probably the easiest entity to fleece. And that's what's happening.
Wow.
Yeah, and Senator, critics want to know why Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar from Minnesota, her husband, reportedly purged key officer details from his company's website of the $25 million venture capital firm.
Yeah.
This after she released her latest financial disclosure in May, which showed a 3,500% increase in their net worth. I mean, talk about federal government and questions being raised. I mean, right there you have it with Ilhan Omar.
Well, and of course, what's happening in Minnesota is you have that Somali population that pretty well vote as a bloc. And so you have Democrat politicians in Minnesota catering to those folks, refusing to investigate it, even though they were well aware of the fraud, it sounds like. So, no, I mean, people need to be indicted. They need to be convicted. They need to be deported when we can. But we need to open up our aperture here. We need to look at all of these welfare programs being abused in so many states. California is a prime example. They've opened up their borders. They've sanctuary cities. They don't check eligibility. I mean, we have the GAO reports $100 billion per year, approximately every year, of improper payments. $100 billion. I think that's probably just the tip of the iceberg as well.
So I want to turn to this, the looming shutdown, showdown, round two. I know you serve on the budget and finance committees here. Do you think ultimately there will be another government shutdown in just about a month from now?
Well, understand the reason Democrats shut down the government the first time wasn't about the enhanced subsidies. They used that as an excuse. They shut down the government because they thought they could get a political advantage from it. They want to deny President Trump and Republicans any success. They're happy to take federal employees, the public, as hostage in this dysfunction. They're willing to have the economy be collateral damage as long as it looks bad in November, and then people vote for change, put them back in power. For Democrats, it's all about acquiring and maintaining power. That's what this is about. So do I expect them to cooperate? I don't think so, which is why I put forward the Eliminate Shutdown Act or the Shutdown Fairness Act. If we're going to another shutdown, just pay people.
Yeah.
We're going to pay them anyway eventually. Pay them up front so we don't shut down air traffic control. We don't engage in the public. Every Republican senator voted for that. Almost every Democrat voted against it. We're going to try and attach that to a must-pass piece of legislation, get that signed into law before January 30th.
Information. Truth. is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.